Hello, friends. Welcome, welcome. I need to make sure I'm not too loud. I'll probably be talking at like this level. So let's see if that is good. Hello. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. We're in my office, which that's fun. I'm gonna adjust this slightly. Is that better? Felt like I was like so low on the screen. Audio video seems okay. Office of Board Games. Heck yes. Welcome to the stream. Hello. Jules, welcome to the stream. Jacob, welcome. Gonna vibe and lurk while I play the new Pokemon game. Ooh. Is that Pokemon Legends ZA? Is that which one you're playing? That one looks really cool. I'm very excited about that one, even though I most likely will not actually play it. Hello, Father. You're late, LOL. I'm always late. I'm always at least 1 to 5 minutes late. Let's be honest. And you guys are used to that, right, parents? I'm just the late child. It's fine. Love the starting soon screen. Thank you so much, Wills. I appreciate that. Or I guess Ian. It is Jenna. What is up? It is. It's been really fun. Nice. Yeah. This is what's up. We're in my office. I am doing a different kind of video, or I guess a different kind of stream, because we're in my office. We are going to talk about all of the games coming out at Essen, or not really all the games. We're going to be talking about the games that I'm most interested in. So typically I would do a like sit down video for this, but I think this will be a fun kind of small difference with it, where I can kind of chat through the games that I've picked out, and then we can kind of chat back and forth about them too. So excited about that. Hopefully everyone that wanted a sit-down filmed video of my Essen anticipated games, hopefully this is okay. I know that some people don't like the whole like yappy part of it and me talking with chat, but hopefully I can not chat too much and get over chatty, and we're just gonna go straight into talking about the games, and you guys in chat can chime in whenever you'd like to give your opinions on them. So yes. Also, Nat, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. I appreciate. Well, what's all this then? Office of Board Games, are your chair of the board games? Are you the chair of board games? How was TwitchCon? I did not go to TwitchCon, Mayor of Canada. New camera angle, it is. I don't think I've streamed in here yet. Have I streamed in here yet? I don't think I have. I think this is my first time streaming in my office. Penny and Walt are very happy about it because they're laying underneath my desk where they're most comfortable. This is literally where they spend most of their day while I'm working at this computer. So yes, she's got angles. She does. Calling all angles. Calling all angles. Oh my gosh, she has more than one room. Bougie. I do. This is the office / cozy solo gaming room. And then out there is the board game room. I've kind of decided that all of like my sit down videos I film in here, and then all of, I guess they're both sit down videos, but my not Kickstarter preview related videos are filmed in here, and then all of my Kickstarter preview videos are filmed in my board game room on the table. Hello, Fetigator. Welcome to the stream. How are you? So happy you're here. Oh, Jules, I'm so excited. I'm excited to get into this. If you are watching this as a video after the fact, definitely go. I will try to put in some chapters down below so you guys can skip to specific things if you'd like. But yes, we're going to get right into this. Just wanted to stop in and say hi quick while I set up. Let's go in there. We are live streaming tomorrow night and have to play it again tonight to remember how to play. Well, enjoy. Thanks for hanging out, Ian. Appreciate it. The bougie board gamer playing bougie board games. All right. So we're going to get right into this. This is what we're working with. This is the Essen Spiel 2025 preview list, which, as you guys can see, there are 1,368 titles, which is insane. Absolutely crazy. Some of these are demo, which I actually filtered out demo, and there actually seems to be a lot of games that are for sale right now, as opposed to demo. Because I think if I went to filters and we did, where did I want to go? For sale, apply filters. There's still 1,186. That means that there's like maybe like 200 that are demo only. So that's really good. So today I am going to be going through kind of 3 different categories, which with the filters for the Essen preview, you can do like your priority here. So it says must have, interested, undecided, not interested, and not prioritized. What I have done is I've kind of ignored the actual titles here, and I've kind of organized them in my own way. So the must-have category were games that I was interested in checking out that I have never played before. They are games that I am excited about. So that is what the must-have list is. There are, I think, 25 games on that list. We have interested, which the interested category are games that I have already played, ones that I recommend. So that is another category that I'll quickly go through. And then undecided is expansions. So we'll go through expansions as well. I think there are 12 different expansions that I'm interested in. So yes, those are the different categories that I kind of put things into. I think there actually is in the must-have category, aka games I haven't played that I'm excited about. There are 30 in there. Interested, games that I have played already that I recommend. There are 30 games in there. Oh no. I need to go tell Nightbot that this stream is not sponsored by Flat Out Games. Maybe I'll switch and do that for a second. Please hold while I tell Nightbot to shut up. Nightbot, get out of here. Nightbot. Login. Is this where I go? Sure. I actually don't think this is the correct spot for this. No. Wrong spot, Jenna. Nightbot command login. Nightbot. Oh, I think maybe it doesn't, because I'm on a different computer than I normally am, and it doesn't automatically log me in. This should work though. Continue. Continue. Here we go. Turn that off. And okay, that's fine. All right. Apologies. This stream is not sponsored. This is just me hanging out and doing all that. Okay. Let me see if I can catch up on chat here. Hi, Brian. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Let me go back to here so you guys can see. Hi, setting up Mythwind. Great combo, Mythwind and Garden. Oh my goodness, Mel's, hello. Welcome to the stream. That sounds like a fantastic little combination. Hopefully you have a good game. Jenna at her desk. I expect a game show. Where's Meg? Game show time. Nighty night, Nightbot. Yep. Get out of here, Nightbot. Pushy. Hello, Kim. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Am I still a little bit loud, guys? Maybe let me do a little bit quieter, because I often, when I get excited about talking about things, I start to talk louder. So I'm just hitting like just barely in the yellow. So I think that should be okay. Orloj. I don't know how to pronounce that game, but it's this game right here that we have. That one may or may not be on my list. We'll see. I think Galileo Galilei expansion, Luna, and SETI expansion will be super popular picks also. Also got my copy of Parks and Potions today. I got mine too. I don't know if you can see it here. I'll switch back over to just chatting. Because I like specifically put some games back here that I have that are on the Essen preview that I've been either playing recently or that I'm excited to play. So Parks and Potions just arrived today as well. So I'm very excited about that one. It has a solo mode. So fun. Yeah, I was checking out your pile. Yeah, so I have that. A Carnivore did it. Very fun. This is Naishi, which is a 2-player game that I'm excited about. We have The Wondrous Museum, which I've been loving. We have Hercules and the 12 Laborers, which I just recently got in the mail as well, which very excited for this one. Look at the foil. Oh my goodness. So fun. That game looks really, really pretty. I also have Ruins by All Play that I'm excited about. Origin Story, The White Castle Duel, Timber Town. Wolf Street is a game that is by the same people as Wondrous Museum, which I'm excited about. And then The Hobbit There and Back Again, as well as The Presents, which The Presents just showed up today as well. And it looks very cool. I did like I think I did a preview of The Presents, and that one looks super cool. So, yes. Nightbot is just doing its best. Yeah, it was trying. It was really trying. But I said goodbye. Goodbye, sir. Was literally about to open a book when a live notification came through. Much better to finally catch a stream. Veronica, hello, how are you? How's it going? Long time no see. What else do we have here? Rhymes with toy. What does that mean? I do mod things sometimes. Hi, George. Welcome to the stream. Curious about Parks and Potions. Got my copy of Origin Story in and played a solo game. Nice. Hopefully you enjoyed, Jacob. Ooh, I just ordered Parks and Potions. Yes. I played Hercules. Great little solo dice game. Yeah, I'm super excited about Hercules and the 12 Labors. I backed Hercules. When are they expected to ship? I should probably check my emails. You should. I think they're probably shipping soon. All right, shall we get into this? I've already explained, but we are going to start with the games that I have already... Also, why does this keep on doing this? Let me move this over. There we go. It keeps on exiting out of the Twitch chat, which is annoying to me. So I think that should be good. So we're going to start... Are you kidding me? Are you just not going to let me? Users in chat. What does that mean? Can I do a pop-out chat? This is just the chat that's on OBS, which maybe I should just open a chat. Do. Nope, that's not what I want. Hi, Legends. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm trying to figure out how to make it so my chat doesn't continue to exit on me. Okay. I think what I'm going to need to do is I think I might need to open Twitch and get it from there. So let me switch back over to here. Move this over. You will just exit in a second once I click over to this screen. The only crappy thing about my computer is I have two screens. So this is the screen that has the Essen preview, and this is the screen that has OBS. So whenever I click on the preview screen, it X's it out of my chat. So in order to do this, I think I'm gonna have to, oh my gosh, apologies. I'm gonna have to go here and do a little pop out chat. Pop out chat. There we go. And I should be able to just put it right beside my YouTube chat. And then if I press here, we good. Okay. There we go. Finally, Jenna figured it out, everyone. Oh no. Did she? Did she figure it out? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Think we're good now. There we go. Oh, she got it. Woo! All right. So starting off with the games that I've already played that I recommend. This is the interested category, which ignore all the categories. Interested are the games that I've already played. There are 30 different titles here. The first one being Fea's Swamp. This one, oh my goodness. This game is flippin' fantastic. Very excited to get my hands on a physical copy of this one. Sadly, it doesn't have a solo mode that I just realized. But Fea's Swamp, I played once at Tyler and Ilya's house when I was in Edmonton visiting them. And it is a fantastic game where basically you're going to, at the beginning of each round, one of my favorite parts of it is the fact that you're choosing a different kind of leader each round. And that leader then kind of determines the way that you can play that specific round. Which, I'm trying to find a picture of the different leaders. This here is one of the leaders. So you have a leader here. It's going to have some sort of end game kind of scoring, not really end game, end round scoring or special ability for that round. It also has the number here, which that is going to determine the player order. And then you also have here how many spaces, this little like shark tail, is how many spaces your boat can move on the board. And then also this hammer number is how much additional money you're going to have to spend when you build buildings or like parts of the island, because you're going to be building up this island or multiple islands cooperatively. So you're going to be adding these tiles. And then there is like some worker placement as well over here where you're going to be doing worker placement with your workers. You can get additional axolotl workers that are, available to everybody, but you can get additional ones. And then you're going to be able to add fish to different spots. You're going to be able to then like collect victory points based off of the fish on that specific island. All sorts of things like that. You're also able to collect these different temples along the outside as well. And overall, such a fantastic game. It seemed like one that I wouldn't like as much just because it does have that kind of like map growth kind of thing, which I typically don't like in games. But there's just something about it. I love the theme. I love the art. And I really enjoyed my one play of it. So that is Fea's Swamp. It's from the same designers as Terra Mystica, as well as Gaia Project, and what is the third one? I always forget the name of it. It's actually the only one of the three that I have played. It's like the red box. Please hold. Age of Innovation. Designer of Age of Innovation, Terra Mystica, Gaia Project. Very cool. So that is Fea's Swamp. Next one here is Ada's Dream or Ada's Dream. This one I did do a video of. I think I did a preview as well as a playthrough. And I actually did a 2-player playthrough with Aiden. If you guys know Aiden, one of my friends, he came on the channel and we played a 2-player playthrough of that. This one I'm super excited to get a copy of because it is one of my favorite types of games, or like it has the mechanic that I really enjoy, which is like dice worker placement or like dice mitigation, which I really, really enjoy. This one kind of has a little bit of like rows and columns with the dice and all sorts of things like that. So Ada's Dream is fantastic. I'll quickly show you guys a few pictures. There are like different sections of the board, and you're going to be able to do different things in each of these different sections. You're going to be able to gain different objectives for the rows and columns of your dice, which I loved about the game. You can get more cards because every single turn you're going to be able to play these different cards based off of the dice that you have drafted and placed on your board. You're going to get some different cards here that determine different things. It's been a little bit since I've played it, but I really enjoyed. You're also going to be traveling over here on this map and getting different things. And then this one here is the like university, and you're going to be placing your discs and stuff on parts there to get additional things as well. And this middle section here is where you draft the dice. And yeah, this game is so cool. I really am looking forward to possibly grabbing a finished copy of this one and trying it solo, because there is a solo mode in this one. And super cool game, very unique. Definitely recommend you check it out. Third one is Sanctuary, which I do have a copy of Sanctuary, and this one I am obsessed with. We've played it once so far. I haven't played it solo yet, but very, very cool. Let me quickly... Oh, are we on Twitch? I want to be on Twitch, not YouTube. George, yes, we are on Twitch as well. Hopefully we're still good. Oh man, Twitch chat is way better than YouTube. Oh my goodness, George, you're crazy. That's awesome. Aw, what are we talking about? Jenna is one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. Her videos are great. Aw, Legends, thank you so much. Also, Minty Mouse, hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 33 months. Holy manoli. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. But yes, if you guys do not know, Sanctuary is a new tile placement version of Arc Nova. It kind of uses the same mechanism of choosing one of the cards, and then that card goes to the end of a conveyor belt, and the longer and furthest to the right that the card is, the stronger the action is. And with this one, you're going to be playing out tiles into your OG Gardeners Rise Up. Heck yes. Let me actually, while I explain, show you guys pictures. Basically, you're going to be placing out different tiles into your zoo, and you're going to have tiles here, and every single turn you're going to be gaining a tile, and then you're going to be using one of these 4 cards down here in order to play out tiles of specific terrain types, because there's 3 different terrain types, and you can play out animals onto or out into your zoo. Very similar kind of vibe to Arc Nova, but very different at the same time. Slightly lighter than Arc Nova, but I love tile placement games, so this one I've really enjoyed so far. You also have like the conservation here, which is a little bit more open than Arc Nova was, because you're going to have 5 different conservation projects, and then you're going to have tiles that once you have achieved a certain amount of those conservation kind of icons, you're going to be able to place out your own tile. And one of the ways that the game can end is if someone has placed out 4 of their, or like all 4 of their conservation tiles onto here. So you can see that there's kind of a row for each player. Once one player has filled in 4 of the 5 spots, then that will trigger the end of the game. Another trigger is if you fill up your entire map. And then there's also going to be some objectives that once you achieve that objective, you can upgrade one of your tiles. Kind of similar to in Arc Nova, where once you get to a certain spot, you're going to be able to flip over that tile, and that will upgrade that specific tile's action. There's also a project card here that's how you play out projects, which are the purple tiles, which those are going to, I believe, be the ones that, I actually forget what the project tiles are. I think those are ones that just give you endgame scoring. There's also the buildings as well that are going to give you endgame scoring. All of the tiles give you endgame scoring, but the buildings are like wanting things based off of where the building is, and it's wanting like specific things around it. So yeah, Sanctuary, very, very fun. Let me know if you guys want to see a solo live stream of this one, because I definitely want to do that at some point. Since it's like just releasing at Essen. There's also Luthier. Luthier I did a preview of, a crowdfunding preview when it first came out. Very good, kind of like betting worker placement game, like a hidden betting worker placement game, which I thought was super unique. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Tricarion in a way, where you are looking to see where you want to go and going to those spots secretly, simultaneously, and then everyone kind of reveals them. And then based off of like the number that you've placed in each of the worker placement spots, that's going to determine the order of how that worker placement spot is triggered. And this one I just recently got a retail copy of. I'm excited to try it solo if I can get to it. Would love to see more on Sanctuary. Okay, sounds good. I do want to do a solo playthrough of that one, because I feel like Sanctuary will be a really good solo game as well. So yeah, Luthier, so cool. You are a luthier, which is a person that builds instruments as well as repairs instruments, if I'm not mistaken. And you're going to be getting different clients that want specific things. You're going to be building the different instruments for them and repairing the different instruments for them. You're also going to be putting on performances and stuff. With these cool dice over here. And yeah, such a fantastic game. A lot of people have been really enjoying that one. Next is Cascadia Alpine Lakes. This one is just a demo, I will mention, but this one is up on crowdfunding right now, and I've really enjoyed it thus far, so I won't get too much into this one. There's actually only one picture, but if you guys do want to see it, I did do a solo live stream of that. Hi Jenna, popping in to say hi before I drive home. Hello Mike, how are you? What are we counting? We are just looking at the Essen preview list, but I'm just kind of going through quickly the ones that I've already played and just talking about those quickly before we get into my most anticipated. But yes, drive safe, Mike. Thanks for popping in. Hello, Tax Cat. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Next one is Emberheart. Emberheart is one that I did a preview of as well by Mindclash Games. This is one of their lighter games, and I really, really like this one. Sanctuary solo play, please. Will do, for sure. But this one right here, Emberheart, such a good game. Again, kind of reminds me a little bit of Luthier in a way. I was telling people that it's kind of, I was saying it was a mix between two different games. And I forget what the other one was that I was comparing it to. But it definitely kind of gives a Luthier vibe where you're placing out these different discs. And depending on how many discs or AKA workers you use, you're going to be placing it on a specific spot, and then you're going to go from left to right, going from whoever played the least amount of discs. No, you're going to go from right to left. From whatever person plays out the most amount of discs to the person that plays out the least amount of discs. So the more workers that you place on a spot, the more of a priority you have of the stuff that is there. So there's a bunch of different cards. You're basically collecting these different dragons, and you are saving these different dragons in order to, I don't know, save them, basically. But yeah, you're also dealing with some like raiders and stuff, and the workers kind of work in a really cool way. You can like upgrade your workers so you don't lose them every single round. And yeah, it's a very, very fun game. It's illustrated by Andrew Bosley, It is by Mindclash Games, and it's a really good one. If you like the Mindclash games, but you want like a more chill, not as complex kind of game by Mindclash, this is a good one. I really, really like that one. So that is Emberheart. You also have Galactic Cruise, which this one's a big one. I do have a copy of Galactic Cruise, and I really want to play it solo, but it kind of scares me, not gonna lie. But this one, I don't think it's like being released at Essen. It's on the Essen preview, but it's been released for a while. It is, again, another worker placement game. I feel like worker placement is having like a crazy, not revival, but like there's just a lot of worker placement games coming out, which I know like worker placement games are like pretty already overused, but there's just a ton. Hello, my cryptic adventure. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, Galactic Cruise is a fun one where you're going out and you are like spaceship cruises, and you're like doing different spaceship cruises by creating these different kind of columns of a spaceship, and there's like different rooms that you're like placing into your spaceship. So this one here has like a cocktail corner, and I don't know what the other two things are, but there's something about a dinosaur here. I can see that. There's a bunch of different things, a distillery and a laser tag area. Crazy. But this game has a lot of stuff going on. It is definitely very much Lacerda vibes in a way. But fantastic game. A lot of people have been liking that one this year. Kilauea, I did a preview of this one. Very fun little game. Galactic Cruise solo is amazing. Give it a try. Okay. Thank you, Jared. I just think it's so big and it like scares me, but maybe I just need to suck it up and play it. I think if I play it like one or two more times multiplayer, that'll really make me more comfortable with diving into it solo. Just because there's like so many small things, small like rules and stuff. But yeah, Kilauea is a very fun one where you're like drafting these different little pieces that are like the different, what are those towers called? Totems? You're collecting the different totems of different colors, and then based off of the colors that are left or like put into the middle and the colors that you put onto your own personal board, you're gonna get like victory points based off of that. Like I said, I did do a preview of this one. Super interesting, super unique game with some really cool scoring and a really cool gameplay. It's beautiful on the table. I love like how it looks once you've like filled up the center of the board and you have some totems on your own board. It ends up looking really, really pretty. So that is Kilauea. We also have Propolis and Point Galaxy. These two came out recently by Flatout Games. Propolis I just recently played again multiplayer, and I really like that one. It has some like tableau building and some like worker placement / area control in a way, because once a line of cards all have bees on them, you're going to, whoever has like the most bees in that row will get some resources, a wild resource to be exact, and you're basically trying to gain resources in order to buy these cards. That some of them will get you like permanent resources, kind of like in Splendor in a way, where you can have, you know, regular resources and permanent resources that you can buy more cards with as well. So that's Propolis. Point Galaxy is the next in the Point series. So there's Point Salad, Point City, and Point Galaxy. I'm gonna cough. You can play it solo on BGA too. Oh, I didn't know you could play Galactic Cruise solo on BGA. Maybe that's a good way for me to do it. I could start out by playing it on BGA to get like a little bit more comfortable with it. That's a good idea. But yeah, Point Galaxy is more similar to Point Salad than Point City. Point City was a little bit different. But Point Galaxy, you're going to be drafting cards and creating different galaxies. So you have this little area of 6 cards. You're going to be drafting, is it 2 of them or 1 of them? each turn. You're going to be adding that into your different solar systems in overall your galaxy, and each solar system is going to score in different ways. There's like the sun scoring, and there's also the meteors and the moons and stuff that score in different ways. Super fun, slightly more complex than the other two, but very fun version in like the point series. We have the presents, which I did do a preview of this one. Like I said, I just got a finished version of it and I'm super excited about it. This is like literally arriving at the perfect time because it's almost Halloween. But this one's a very interesting game where there's potentially a traitor and you're going around this house. I'm not gonna lie, it was a while ago that I did a preview of this and I don't remember exactly how it plays, but that's why I'm so excited to have a final copy of it, because now I can jump into that and relearn it and then play it. But I remember there being a really cool kind of deduction aspect of it. It is semi-cooperative, so you are all working together, but then there's a potential for like a traitor in a way. So yeah, very cool game. The final production of it looks fantastic, and the vibes of it, very cool. I love, love, love the art in the game. So cool. So that is the presents. Knitting Circle is a fun one from Flat Out Games in kind of the same series as like Calico, Cascadia, Verdant, all of those, where you're knitting different pieces of clothing by drafting these little knit pieces or crochet pieces. I forget, there's like two different sides of them and they're like two different names. But you're taking your cat and moving around and drafting these different pieces to add on to these different pieces of clothing. I've really enjoyed playing Knitting Circle. Yeah, I really like it. It's a very cute, comforting game. It just aligns with the rest of those games as well, where it's just very comforting. Knit and purl. There we go. Both knitting stitches. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, it's definitely not crochet. But yeah, you also have like buttons. So once you have completed these pieces of clothing, if you were able to achieve any of the button objectives, you get to add the buttons to that piece of clothing. And very cute. There is like the solo achievements and stuff in Knitting Circle, just like in all of their other games, which I appreciate. That's that one. One that I just recently got to play was Shallow Sea, which I really liked. Shallow Sea. This is the next game from Bad Comet Games. They did, what was the first one that they did? I have the first one. What is it called? Life in the Amazonia. There we go. Life in the Amazonia. They also did Wondrous Creatures, which I have absolutely loved. Yeah, Shallow Sea is super puzzly. Yeah, I kind of consider it like similar in a way to like Cascadia, but I feel like a lot of games these days are like Cascadia-esque, where you're really just meaning that it is very puzzly. It's kind of a spatial puzzle in a way, but it is super fun. Basically, each turn you are drafting one of the reef tiles. There are two different types of reef tiles. There's actually, I guess one's a reef tile and one is a animal tile. So you have these like different animal tiles that are objectives based off the things that are around it. And then the reef tiles, you're going to need specific fish surrounding it. So like here you guys can see that this one would flip once I got an orange fish above it, a green fish beside it, and then a purple fish on this side. Because another thing you're going to be drafting on top of one of the types of tiles is a fish. And then you're going to be placing the fish and the tile on the board. And then, like I said, once you have achieved whatever that reef tile needs, so if I was able to get an orange fish above this one, this would flip over. And then you're going to be able to use these shells in order to move your fish around, which is really fun, and kind of a good way to like chain your various fish. But then also if you're able to get your fish surrounded by reef tiles, those will get you additional points at the end. But then the specific animal tiles will need specific reefs. So this one here, if you guys can see, needs reef tiles flipped over that are the same this way. So 2 of the same this way and 2 of the same this way, I believe. Or it's 4 in total. So I guess you need 4 of the same in either of these directions. So like once this one flips over, that'll be 4 of the red reef tiles in those 2 directions. I was too zoned out playing that. I introduced Stacy to it. It's less stressful than Calico for draft mitigation. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Knitting Circle that makes it so you can just like plan out, like if I can't get the perfect thing that I'm looking for, I can kind of do things to make it better for me instead of just kind of dealing with the stuff that I wasn't able to get, kind of like in Calico, where you kind of just have to deal. But yeah, Shallow Sea, I was expecting to like it because I have liked Life of the Amazonia and Wondrous Creatures from Bad Comet, but they did a really good job with this one. Super puzzly, super fun spatial puzzle. Definitely recommend checking it out. There is an expansion or 2 for it as well. I picked up Shallow Sea in September. Very nice, Legends. Crochet Circle could have worked too. Exactly, yep. Just some different crochet terminology and it would be the same game. Railroad tiles. I just recently talked about railroad tiles in my last video. Absolutely loved this game. Have been loving it in general. I will say, I said this in my solo video, the base game, very simple, but once you add in the objectives and you start adding in some of those expansions, I believe this version here that is on this is the retail version. And I do believe the retail version comes with the world expansion, which is one of the 8, but then you can buy the other 7 separately. But yeah, Railroad Tiles is similar to Railroad Inc. It's from the same people. But instead of drawing in the different railroad and highway spots, you are drafting them from one of these 5 spaces, or I guess it's different depending on player count. But you're building out your own board of these different connections, and then you're placing out the trains, the cars, and the people, and you're going to be scoring at the end of each turn based off of that. So yeah, super fun. Ooh, I'm getting Railroad Tiles this week. Nice. Very excited for you to check that one out. It's super relaxing. If you're wanting like a brain off kind of draft and place things and like super satisfying gameplay, really, really like it. So that is Railroad Tiles. We also have Origin Stories, which I do have behind me, if you guys can see that. I don't think you can see it on this screen. But yeah, Origin Story. I did a solo live stream of this one just last week. A soloable trick-taking game from Stonemaier Games about building your origin story of being a superhero, which is very cool. Super, super good solo version or solo mode in this one. I really liked it. I'm excited to try it multiplayer. I haven't played it multiplayer yet. But that is Origin Story. We also have Ofrenda, which I've really enjoyed Ofrenda as well. Another kind of gives me the vibes of Calico, Cascadia, those kind of games where you're drafting into a main board and you're trying to create the most beautiful kind of altar of your loved ones, and then based off of what they are wanting or not wanting around them, once you have fully surrounded each person, if you are able to achieve their objective. So for example, this person here wants 2 or more people surrounding them that are purple, which currently right now there is only 1 purple here, and I think the rest of them are not purple. So this one I would not achieve and I wouldn't be able to flip it over. But if I was able to get another purple, this would flip over. I'd score more victory points for it at the end. But yes, super fun. Very, very brain burny because each person is wanting specific things surrounding them, but then each person surrounding them also wants things. So Very fun, kind of similar, like I said, to Calico, where you're trying to get all of these objectives completed, but it's like very rare that you actually get them completed. So that's a frienda. We also have Wondrous Museum here, which I just recently talked about in my last solo video, but it's a fun tableau building game where you have cards in your hand and you're building cards in your hand, and you're going to be creating the like museum, and then you're going to be able to have people go through your museum based off of a ruin tile that you flip over, and then it's going to activate all of the cards that have that specific ruin color on them. So you guys can see here that this card can get activated when you flip over the green ruin or the pink ruin, and each of them are going to allow you to do different things. So it's like very much a tableau building, kind of making different, what am I trying to say? Different like combinations of cards, which is a big part of, or a big, I'm talking too much. It is a type of game that I really enjoy. There we go. So that is the Wondrous Museum. The Hobbit There and Back Again. Fantastic game. Oh my goodness. I've been loving this one. This has been my recent like comfort game obsession. You just open to one of the chapters, you take the resources and the dice that you need for that specific chapter, and then you just start playing, and it's very fun. Each of the chapters play slightly differently. None of them are too complicated in rules, which I appreciate. They do get more like complex when it comes to, or more challenging, I guess is the better word. They do get more challenging as they go, but then like the rules aren't overly complex for any of them, which is really nice. So you might want a more complex gameplay, but the rules are not. You want a more challenging gameplay, but the rules aren't any more complex. There we go. All right, we have a few more. Critter Kitchen. I've talked about Critter Kitchen a ton. Critter Kitchen is wonderful. It's not getting released at this convention. It's been out for a while, since May of this year, but Critter Kitchen's very fun. I've played it solo. I've played it multiplayer. Very, very fun game. Definitely recommend you check that one out. Up or Down is a little card game that I've recently played. I've been playing it on BGA as well. Super fun, where you're like building out these different columns. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Ohanami, which is like one of my favorite little card games. But yeah, Ohanami and this one somewhat similar, but this one is interesting because you're going to be scoring for each of your columns based off of how many of a color that you have the most of times how many cards are in that column. I own Up or Down. It is in my backpack today. Very nice. Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, very excited for The Hobbit There and Back Again. It's very fun. I'm excited for you to play it. Oh, this is what it looked like before? Interesting. Oh, this was like a very different game. And then they've kind of made it into like an elevator themed game. Yeah, very fun. Super fun game. I've been liking that one. I've been enjoying Railroad Tiles, and the Countryside expansion is good. Yeah. Have I played Countryside? I think I've played Countryside, Canals, and then one other one. Maybe Lakes? I've played 3 of them. I like that Up and Down is pretty puzzly. Yeah, it is. Like the way that you're drafting cards, and also the way that you're placing them, and then the way that you're scoring them. Very cool. Otter is one that I recently have been playing quite a bit. I talked about it more in my solo video recently, but this one's getting released at Essen along with Capybara Crush, which is also, I believe, on this list. But Otter is a very fun, it's a shedding game, multiplayer, but then it is more so a like puzzly game. Lunch is over. Bye, Jenna. Goodbye, Legends. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, in the multiplayer game, it's a shedding game. So you're trying to get rid of all the cards in your hand. But in the solo game, you are still trying to get rid of all the cards, but it's just all the cards in general. You're trying to play out into these 3 different piles. I've really loved this one. Fun gameplay, very challenging. The rules aren't too hard. Very cute art. Really enjoyed that one. Along with Capybara Crush, I've also enjoyed this one. Haven't enjoyed it as much as Otter, but it is a drafting, puzzly game. We are placing the different animals into the rows in order to create like lines of the different animals. Very cute. I freaking love the art in all of the Charming games. Ink is one that I've recently played a few times. Super puzzly game. You're drafting these different tiles and then creating groups of colors. And then once you've created a group of a specific amount of those colors, you're going to be able to place out your ink pots. And you're trying to be the first one to get rid of all of your ink pots. Some of your ink pots are on a card where you have to play out specific colors. There's like a card that's half one color, half another color, and you can't use those ink pots unless the group that you're placing it on is one of those 2 colors. So you're trying to focus on those colors, but then also playing the other colors as well. Super fun. Once someone has run out of all of their ink pots, they win the game. And, oh my goodness, there's so many. We also have Twinkle Twinkle. That's one from All Play that you're just drafting tiles, placing them into the solar system, and then based off of the scoring, which the variation in this game is really, really awesome. Hey, just got ink in today. Very nice. Hello, Nat. How are you? How's it going? I think, did I ask? I don't think I did. I don't think I'm getting ink, but I really enjoyed it. I like the look of ink, especially since I like using fountain pens and ink, but wasn't sure how fun the game is. The game is fun. I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing in any way. It's very puzzly. I love the kind of aesthetic of it is really cool. Hi, Bonds. Welcome, welcome. How are you? But yes, Twinkle Twinkle, super fun game. The variability in this game is awesome because you're going to be choosing different tiles, and that's going to determine the different ways that the different things in your solar system score. So you're going to be choosing how the comets score, how the asteroids score, planets, black holes. Then you also have the like constellations that you're building out that score in different ways as well. Super, super fun game. Very puzzly if you like that sort of theme or that sort of game, sorry. And then also it's like astronomy themed if you like that. Borealis Arctic Expedition. Oh my goodness, I loved this game and I had to send it back. Ugh, and I'm so sad that I had to send it back, but I do think that Lucky Duck is sending me a finished copy of this one, fingers crossed, because it is wonderful. Sadly, it doesn't have a solo mode, but Iris over at Crimson Board Games on YouTube just released today, I believe it was today, a solo playthrough of this game. So I think she made like a little solo mode for this one. So that's fun. Good, just chilling. Very nice. Are you not streaming tonight, Bonds? Are you having a night off? So yeah, Borealis is very fun. You're basically, let me see. You're drafting these different cards, which are all of these different Arctic species. So you have the Arctic fox and the puffin and the seals, polar bears. The art in this game is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. But you can see here that these little workers are going to be pushed in different directions, and that's basically your payment of playing down these cards. This is your main board, and you're going to be placing cards above here in different columns. And if you're able to align with the different kind of transportation mode down here, because each card also has a transportation mode. If you're able to align that with the card that you play up here, you're going to be able to move down this track, and you're going to be able to get more victory points based off of where you end at the end of the game. But the workers that are here, once you've placed one of these cards into that slot, you're going to have to push one of the beige over, push one of the pink over. They're going to have to go in separate directions. And then eventually, once they get pushed off of here onto these little igloos, you're going to run out eventually of the workers, or you're going to get close to running out. Then you're going to have to take a pass turn. We're going to be able to get all of your workers back. And then you're going to be scoring based off of kind of the animals and species that are in each column. There's also different like objectives and stuff that you're going for. Timed objectives, not timed objectives. Such a good game. Freaking love it. I need to play this one. Bonds, it's so good. It's so cute. Okay, that is Borealis Arctic Expedition. And then we also have a Carnivore Did It, which, like I told you guys, I have it back here. Very fun logic deduction game that is very addicting, I will say. I started with just like the easiest one, and then I like just sat down and like played a bunch of them. It's so easy to get to the table because literally you're just choosing one of the different kind of scenarios, I guess. There are 2,000 scenarios in this game, which is crazy. So there are, I think, 200 on each of these pages. There's 100 on the front. That is a lie. There's 50 on the front, 50 on the back. So there's 100 each of these pages, and I think there are 20 of these different pages. I've played this one and really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's very addicting. They do get more difficult and more difficult as you go, but you're basically just going to be, for each of the scenarios, it's going to tell you some numbers of cards to take out. There's going to be a certain amount of suspects, and then there's going to be a certain amount of like people that actually did it. And then it's also going to tell you how many of the suspects are lying. And so you then have to like deduce logically which one is lying so that all of their statements make sense. So in this kind of example here, you have the shark saying peacock didn't do it. The peacock says I did it. And then the panther said someone taller than 190 centimeters did it. So basically the peacock is lying because they didn't do it. The shark is telling the truth because the peacock didn't do it, because the shark did it. And it says someone taller than 190, which is the shark with 192. So the shark did it. That's like I think like the easiest of these scenarios, and then they get more and more difficult as you go through them. That's like the logic puzzle in Blueprints. Yes, I have freaking loved Blueprints. It's in the parlor puzzle. I think that's actually why I like that so much. Like, that's why I like A Carnivore Did It so much, because it kind of reminds me of that. Papul Cafe d'Écoute. I just butchered your username. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's a deduction puzzle, yes, a full-on deduction puzzle. So that's A Carnivore Did It. We have a few more to go. Ice and Idols by Inside Up Games. This one I played a very early prototype of. It had a different name, but I played it in early 2024, and I really liked it. It has this like turning board. You're placing in these different paths in order to have your person move throughout this turning board. You're trying to collect these different idols that then you're going to be placing on your board. Once one player has collected all of the different idols, then you win the game. And very fun game. There's like different objectives that you're going for as well, which I think there's objectives. Like I said, it's been a while since I've played this. Yeah, there's like different, what were these things? I forget what this is. Why do I think you had to like use the idols either to put onto your board, or you had to use the idols to put something onto this board. And I cannot remember, but like I said, you're putting down these like different paths on here, and And then depending on the like changing board and like the turning of the board, super cool, very unique game. I guess there's like special abilities and stuff. I actually really want to play this now that it's like a finished product. Like I said, I played this when it was like super early prototype, and I really, really liked it. It was when I went to Adam at the beginning of 2024. T-Witches. Oh my goodness. T-Witches, so good. I really have enjoyed this game. I think out of the 3 games that Sindara Tang has illustrated, I think this one might be my favorite of the 3. She did Flamecraft, Critter Kitchen, and T-Witches. I think, and it's actually, like, T-Witches is a lot more brain-burny and complex than you would think. It's definitely the most complex out of the 3, I will say that. I think the easiest one's Flamecraft, then Critter Kitchen, then T-Witches. And I think that might be the ranking of my liking of them as well. T-Witches, Critter Kitchen, Flamecraft, I think. But yeah, this one has a little bit of like push your luck. It has tiling, it has worker placement, it has objectives. There's a lot going on in this game. Each of the different kind of segments of this has like a different worker placement kind of action that you're going to be able to do. And it also has like different things that you're collecting, different resources, different types of tea that then you were placing onto your teapots in order to serve all of your different customers. There's also celebrities, which I think is so freaking funny. There's a bunch of different tiles that then you're placing into your stall to make your stall better and to like create more kind of ways to get more tea and to change things and mitigate things. Super cool. I just picked up T-Witches a few weeks ago. I might need to play this weekend. Ronnie, do it. It's so good. The only crappy thing about T-Witches is there is no solo mode. Which, has anyone made a solo mode yet? I'm constantly looking to see if anyone has made a solo mode. T-Witches solo Atoma. No way. Hold up. Clearly I haven't looked for the last month. T-Witches solo mode. There's a solo mode, everyone. T-Witches, some of my favorite themes. Heck yeah. Tea and witches. So yeah, that's a game. Fantastic. That's a game. Crits and Tricks is another one by Inside Up Games that I have really enjoyed. You can't see anything. It's actually designed... Oh, there we go. It's designed by the same person that did Origin Stories, which is really cool. Clearly he really likes these like bigger trick-taking games. This one does have a solo mode as well. And this one has like different dice in it. Such a cool trick-taking game. Freaking loved this. Basically, you are doing some closed drafting to like collect cards of different like quests that you're going on, which are basically different objectives for the trick taking. So it might be, you know, win a hand with a 6, or win a hand that includes all barbarians, different things like that. And then each of the different cards also has a different like ability on it and different kind of winning conditions for the tricks too. Such a cool trick-taking game. Super excited for this one to fulfill and for more people to play it, because it's so cool. Basically, you're playing out cards, but then you are attaching a die to it to make it a number. Wow, wow, wow. That one's so cool. And then lastly, we have the For the Emperor, which is also from All Play. This is a fun, kind of simple head-to-head 2-player game. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Shot and Totten in a way, where you have different cards that you're going to be playing onto your side in order to kind of beat your opponent in each of these different battlefields. You're just trying to have a higher number than them. And then each of the cards also has some sort of ability that is going to be able to trigger when you play it down. Some of them are going to allow you to like add different tokens to that specific battlefield to change things up Each battlefield is then going to have one of these flags added to it, which is like the maximum amount of cards that can be played in that battlefield. Yeah, super, super cool game. I typically don't like 2-player games, but if they're just like quick little 2-player games that I could just bring with me somewhere if we're bored to play together, this is a good one. So that is For the Emperor. And those are all of the games that I recommend that I have played already. Definitely recommend all of these. I think the only one that is not available to purchase is Cascadia Alpine Lakes. I believe the rest of them are all to purchase. I think, yeah, because I really wanted to make this more of like a, these are games that you can get right now, as opposed to looking forward. I guess Crits and Tricks is demo as well, but I think that one is going to be releasing soon, maybe? I think it is fulfilling soon. It was up on Kickstarter. But yes, I really wanted to, like I said, do more so games that you can get now as opposed to looking forward to the future. I feel like there's so many games that come out that like we're kind of constantly looking forward. And I feel like demo games, we're looking too much forward. And I feel like I will look at those games and get excited about those games once they are closer to being able to be purchased, you know? All right, so those are the games that I recommend. Next up, we're going to go into some things that I'm excited about. So first, we're going to start with the expansions that I'm excited about. There are so many good expansions coming out at Essen. Like I said, I do believe all of these are for sale. I don't know if some of them are coming out in English or if they're coming out in German. I almost got For the Emperor, but went with Slambo because I felt like I couldn't find a way to solo For the Emperor. Oh, okay. I do have Slambo as well. I do want to try that one for sure. I was like, that's what I do in my closet. What? Waiting for this one. I thought you said clothes drafting. I love clothes drafting. For the Emperor. All right, so first off here we have the Castle Combo expansion. This is Castle Combo Out of the Oubliette. Oubliette. I don't know what that means, but this one basically just adds more cards. You need to make a skit video where you're like, board games in real life, clothes drafting. That's so funny. Yes, 100%. Slambo is fun. I made a probably way too complicated solo mode for it. Well, I would love to see the solo mode, Jacob. Ooh, Essen stuff. Zypher, yes, we're looking at some Essen stuff. So yeah, Castle Combo. This just adds in new cards, which I always love if it's a small card game. I love expansions that just add in more cards. Doesn't make the game any more grand or anything. It keeps the same general gameplay, but just adds in more variability with the cards. I do think that this expansion is already available on BGA. I could be wrong, but I think someone mentioned that you can already play with these cards on BGA. I don't know what the lock symbol means. These are all in French as well, so not sure what they say, but as you can see, there's some additional icons if you've ever played Castle Combo. Very fun little game, building out your little tableau. So that is Castle Combo. That's not what it was before. Out of the Oubliette, which someone said here in chat that is a medieval prison. It's like a dungeon. Good to know. Specifically one with a trapdoor ceiling. Oh, cool. I posted it on BGG if you're ever curious about it. Okay, sounds good. Horde of the Board, welcome to the stream. Hi, my first time here. Cannot wait to go to Essen Thursday. So jealous that you're going to Essen on Thursday. Have the best time ever, and buy all the games. Next up, we have the expansion for Underwater Cities. This is the Data Era expansion. I personally love Underwater Cities. one of Francis and I's favorite games. This one, Underwater Cities, is the second expansion. I haven't played the first expansion, but you can also, I believe, play this along with the other expansion, which is the New Discoveries expansion. But this is, you can receive a new resource type, data disks. Data disks provide additional actions along with new buildings called data centers. Ooh. And a new city type, information cities. Ooh. So that must mean that you get new colored domes as well as a new, oh, these look cool. They're like double. Because typically they're like this and then you can double up on them, like the different kind of buildings. The new data centers and information cities provide players with new ways of scoring. Delicious Games has also included new upgraded components in this expansion. The new components can be used with the base game and the New Discoveries expansion. Good to know. Oh, cool. So I do think that the new information center city thing here is blue. Because in the base game, you could only get the clear as well as the red domes. And then they've introduced these new blue domes. Cool. Love that. Okay. I have always wanted to try Underwater Cities. I recommend it. It's a fantastic game. Very, very good game. If I'm not mistaken, you can use the lock. Oh, hello? I think someone's doing fireworks. Lovely. Cool. If I'm not mistaken, you can use the lock to use card powers later. Ooh, like delaying it. Not sure because I have not played. Apologies if you guys can hear the fireworks. Yes, it is Diwali, which I believe that's how you pronounce it. I just played this game for the first time past weekend. I'm excited for my buddy to get his copy. JJ, yes. If you're talking about Underwater Cities, such a good game. All right, third expansion I'm excited for is Tir na Nog, Blessings and Burdens. This adds in a bunch of modules for Tir na Nog, which I love this game. This is, like I said before, I think, one of my comfort games. Has become one of my comfort games in 2025 for sure. But this adds in 5 different modules, which is cool. One of the modules cannot be used with solo. I like this game solo in particular. But there's 4 different modules. New Gias cards, Blessed Realms, the Lord of Places, or the Lore of Places, Triquetra, and then Followers of the Morrigan, which is the one that cannot be played with solo. But there's no pictures of this one. I do think that this was the expansion that was included in the Tir na Nog crowdfunding campaign. I really like the cover of this because it has a white dog and it's very cute. But yes, very excited for that one because it just adds in more of a game that I really enjoy. We have Far Away Sous un ciel d'étoiles, my French. But I believe this is Stars Under in the Sky expansion. I wrote it down in here because it's French, obviously. It's the Under a Sky of Stars expansion. So this here is the French edition, but I'm assuming there will be an English edition at some point. But again, this adds in more cards to a game that I already really enjoy. So this adds in 15 new meteor cards. They're just shuffled into the region cards of the base game and possibly from the first expansion because you can also add in the first expansion as well. Did you change the Twitch channel name from Board Game Garden or was it always just your name? I did change it from the Board Game Garden to just my name because I do want to start live streaming other things other than board games. So I didn't want to just have it be the Board Game Garden. And I did want to change it to the Game Garden because I wanted to start doing like video games and stuff, but someone has already taken the Game Garden, so Had to change it to something else. Next one is one of the expansions that I'm most excited about, and that is the Galileo Galilei Luna expansion, which, Kim, you already said this is going to be a popular one, and it's a popular one in my heart. And I'm so excited. Galileo Galilei has been one of my favorite games this year, and this one comes with some new people, some new characters, and then it also comes with the like moon board, which adds in additional ways to score. It also adds in these grande inquisitors. There are like the smaller inquisitors that you have on your board, and they're basically people that you're trying to kind of, what is the word? Yeah, powerful inquisitors. Persuade. You're trying to persuade them. That's the word I was thinking of. But yeah, it introduces the moon as a new objective of observation, adding a new scoring mechanic to explore, discovering 4 new playable characters, each building or bringing unique abilities. Additional powerful inquisitors enter the game, offering great rewards to those who can successfully persuade them. Map the moon together and enhance your strategic possibilities. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, it's going to be big. Game is phenomenal. Yep, I agree. The lunar board looks so cool. Yeah. Like, it looks like it's kind of made up of like 9 different tiles, and then you're like flipping over the different tiles. I could be mistaken, but I think that's what it is. You have this like board down here which has the powerful, like, larger inquisitors, and then you have this board here which, like I said, is kind of built up of these 9 different tiles. Looks so cool. I love the aesthetic of this game so much. I love the gameplay. Such a good game. If you guys have not played Galileo Galilei yet, 100% recommend. I do want to do a solo live stream of Galileo Galilei soon. Next one is the Veil of Eternity Curse expansion. The Veil of Eternity is one of my favorite, like, all-time favorite games. Love this game so much. It is one of those games where you're just drafting cards and trying to mix and match the different cards' abilities. And in this one, I think there are different tokens that you add into the game. There's also the Artifacts expansion, which is already out, but this is a second expansion, which in the Veil, an ancient evil stirs. It has slumbered for years and years, and now it has taken root in every living being, whatever their magical ability. Can you resist the dreadful influence of the curse tree? Oh, there's a curse tree. Or will you seek its dark blessings? This expansion consists of the main module with new cards to shuffle into the deck, which I appreciate that. And also adds in tamer tiles. It can also be used with the other expansion, the Artifacts expansion. There's a tree standee, which is cool. But yeah, again, it just adds in more of what I also... My gosh. Do you guys hear the fireworks? They literally sound like they're right beside me. So apologies. But this adds in like the tree, which is cute. I love that. Yeah, this one is mainly just because I love the Veil of Eternity and I'm always open to having more stuff for games that I already love. So that is that. We have the Minos Dawn of Faith expansion. This is for Minos Dawn of the Bronze Age. This was another one of my favorite games. I think it was like actually my favorite game from last year, or second favorite game from last year. Oh hey, much rather watch on Twitch. Hello from Twitch, Xavier. Yes, can hear them, but it's not loud at all. Okay, good. Galileo Galilei is one of those look more into this games that I keep on forgetting to look more into for some reason. Minos expansion is on my list to get. Oof, yes, do it. Every time you observe the moon, you are filling it in with the picture tiles, or they just flip over. Oh, okay, cool. So I think they like maybe start all face up and then you slowly discover them and then start to like see the moon come together. Can't hear anything but your voice. Okay, good. Anyways, the Minos Dawn of Faith expansion adds in a new type of die to it. So this is a dice drafting game where you're drafting dice, placing them onto different actions. And there's some really cool mechanisms with this in the dice because you're going to be paying attention to the number on the dice because that's going to determine the priority for who gets to do that action first. You're also going to be paying attention to the colors because you're going to be adding those together, all of the same colored die, and then if you're able to get to a certain number, I think it's 8 or 9, you get to bump up on that specific dice colors track. So you're paying attention to a lot of things when it comes to the dice. And then this one adds in another die, which allows players to gain favor with the gods. It brings new strategies to the table, as well as new abilities for the players and various other improvements. Love that. Love to hear that. Minos, fantastic game. If you guys really like dice drafting games, definitely recommend you check out Minos. And then this is a new expansion that they're adding. So very excited for that. We also have the Lost Ruins of Arnak Twisted Paths expansion. This was the expansion that was included in the big box, but they are making it available just as an expansion if you don't want the big box. And I have played this. I played this at WSBG last year, and it adds in a different kind of research track. It also adds in these dark tablets as well, these like black tablets that are down here. Very, very cool. Kind of changes the game in a little bit and how you think about the research track. Ooh, someone painted their dark tablets. That's sick. Love that. Very cool. There's like new cards, there's new assistants, there's a bunch of new things in the game. There's also like new monsters, new locations, all of those things. But then it also has that really cool change with the dark tablets and the change with the different research tracks. So yes, super excited for that one. I didn't really want to get the big box, but I might just grab the expansion by itself. I just thought someone was knocking at your door. I just ordered the Lost Ruins of Arnak expansion. Looked good. Yeah, it does look really good. Okay, a few more to go. Next is the Federation Piracy expansion. I am so excited about this. I just recently played Federation again. I love this game so much. If you guys have not played Federation, I think this game deserves more hype than it has. This expansion adds in a solo mode for the game, which that was always the one thing that I disliked about Federation, is the fact that it didn't have a solo mode. But guys, this adds in a solo mode. So it says the Piracy expansion is made up of 2 modules, the Piracy module and the AI Assistant module. Both of them can be played together or separately. The purpose of these modules is to bring more dilemmas to players. They also allow for a new asymmetry decided by the player and not imposed. Interesting. The box also contains the solo mode. The solo mode can be played with the basic box and also with the 2 modules in the expansion. So the expansion adds in a solo mode, but then it also adds in those 2 different modules as well. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I freaking love this game. It's so good. Needs more love. All right, we have the Evergreen Cherry Blossoms and Bamboo expansion. This is an expansion for Evergreen. This game I really like. This is Evergreen here, if you guys have never seen it before. Puzzly game of playing down cards and adding these different trees in or onto your board here. And then you're going to be scoring based off of the light in specific directions. A lot of people compare this to photosynthesis, I believe. I've never played photosynthesis, but there are quite a few expansions for this already. I think it's like the Evergreen in Cactus expansion, maybe? I have the Cacti expansion, it's good. Yes, I think that might be the one that I also have. There are 3 different, right? This one's the 3rd expansion, which let me get back to the expansion. The Cherry Blossom and Bamboo is the 3rd expansion. This obviously adds in bamboo and cherry blossoms, which I love. Yes, it's a better photosynthesis. Exactly. I love any games that have like Japanese themes. I just love Japanese culture and all of that. So you guys will see when I get into like the games that I'm excited for, quite a few of them are Japanese themed. But yeah, this is like, just looks absolutely beautiful. Each of the different types of trees and stuff have different scoring and stuff to them. So I'm excited to see what this one implements with the bamboo and the sakura. But yes, that, or I guess, yeah, it's sakura. Cherry blossoms are cherry blossoms? Yes, they're sakura. I'm a doofus. Next up, I have this game on the way, I believe, but this is an expansion for Wyrmspan, or I have the expansion on the way, which is the Wyrmspan Dragon Academy expansion. Very excited for this. I'm actually not 100% sure what this expansion adds in exactly, but I love Wyrmspan so much. It is my favorite of the Span series, personally. Ooh, I've played Dragon Academy. How is it, Kim? I believe it adds in some more dragon cards, and then I think these are different. Yeah, you get like different guilds and stuff that you can add into the game. Let me actually just read the thing here. The expansion of Wyrmspan adds a wide variety of new dragons and caves, objective tiles, dragon guilds, and a new round tracker that presents you with an income choice when you pass for the round. Ooh, cool. So yeah, it looks like it just kind of changes a few small things and then adds in more of what you already love in the game, which is exactly what I want in an expansion. So that is the Wyrmspan Dragon Academy expansion. And then the last expansion I am so excited about is the Mycelia Prisma expansion. This is an expansion for Mycelia. This is, again, another one of my comfort games. I love this. It is a very simple deck building game, but I just love the simplicity of it. I love the gameplay of moving the different dewdrops. And in the expansion, it adds in Prisma drops, which also get added onto your board, and you have to get rid of them. And then they like earn you favor and gifts and stuff, which I think is very cool. It's in this enchanting expansion to the popular deck building game, you add more... We got fireworks going on in here, people. I find it very distracting, so apologies if I get distracted when trying to explain things. But you add more magic to the forest. The goal remains the same: collect leaves and befriend mushrooms to help you clear your board of dewdrops and now Prisma drops. Prisma drops earn you favor, and favor helps you acquire valuable gifts. The magical gift cards, designed to help draw up more of the helpful mushroom cards, are sure to delight. Very excited for this. This game is wonderful. Mycelia expansion hype. I think Iris, Crimson Board Games, posted a playthrough. She did. So that's where I think I saw it for the first time, and I was like, oh my goodness. Me and Iris have very similar tastes, so we love to see that. Nice. Love Japanese themes and culture as well. Bring them on. Yes. Superstar. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Dragon Academy looks cool with new dragon type and the board mechanics. I just got the expansion today too. My insert now no longer fits everything in the base box. Oh no. What are the fireworks celebrating? The Leafs? They are not. They are celebrating, I believe it is an Indian holiday called Diwali. I don't know if it is. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it either. Diwali. I want to know what the prisms look like. Yeah, there's like no pictures. Like I said, Crimson Board Games on YouTube did do a like solo live stream if you guys wanted to go check that out. But yes, those are the 12 different expansions that I'm excited about at Essen. Okay. And now we are moving on to the last category, which is my most anticipated games coming out at Essen. I think most of these have solo modes. A few of them don't. I think maybe 3 of them don't have solo modes, but they are games that I am so excited about that it doesn't matter that they don't have solo modes. And I'm assuming that there will be solo modes that come out later, like fan-made solo modes. But yes, also, what was I going to say? There are 30 different games in here that I'm excited about, and all of these are available to purchase. None of them are demo. So let's get into it. Like I said, we got 30 titles to go through, so I'm going to quickly go through these. I don't really know a ton about them all. I kind of know the basic gameplay and like the different mechanisms and stuff, but these are the ones that caught my eye and I'm the most excited about. So the first one is the most popular game of the con, and that is the Orloj. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Prague Astronomical Clock. This game is the heaviest of all of the games that I have here on my most anticipated list. It looks fantastic. I love the theme of it. This clock that they have in Prague looks insane. It like keeps track of a bunch of different things. It is the Astronomical Clock, and it is a worker placement game. I believe there's worker placement as well as action retrieval, endgame bonuses, rondelle, set collection, tech trees, tech tracks, variable setup, and worker placement. And basically, each turn, players will place workers on the clock's dial to gain resources and perform actions with the goal of building the Orloj calendar. I'm definitely butchering that name. In addition to hiring assistants during the game, players will construct the apostles Carillon and develop their knowledge across 3 tracks where experience will enhance their abilities. So once the calendar is completed, the player with the most harmony points will win the game. This game looks like there's a lot going on, but this board is absolutely stunning. It looks beautiful. That's the main reason it is a heavy Euro. I love heavy Euros. My game group loves heavy Euros, so I guarantee this will be one. Like, look at that. Are you kidding me? It does overwhelm me a little bit. I will admit. This is a lot. There's a lot going on. Holy manoli. But this kind of game makes me very excited. There's also zodiac signs. It is an astrological clock, by the way. So there's zodiac signs. There's this zodiac sign area over here. Holy crap. Beautiful looking game. It is a 3.44, so it's like not overly heavy. Like it's not a Lacerda or anything, but it looks stunning and I'm very excited for it. Plays 1 to 4 players. That is the first game on my list. The Orloj Prague Astronomical Clock. That one. It almost looks too pretty to play. I agree. I wouldn't want to mess it up. You and Iris are 2 of the creators most aligned with my game taste, so it's cool seeing y'all both cover the same thing. Nice. That's awesome. I pre-ordered this one for me, game of the show, or at least one of the games of the show. Yeah. Pretty busy looking, but cool. Exactly. So that is the first game. Next one is going to be Coming of Age. Coming of Age is a game by Danny Garcia. He is the designer of Barcelona, which I really, really love Barcelona. It's one of my favorite games as well. And this is a game kind of similar to like the Game of Life. I just recently started playing Adulthood, just games where you start out as a child and you grow up and you're doing different things in your life. So in coming of age, you will start the game as a child, and as such, you will have a limited set of interest and skills that will determine your development. During this time, your parents' help will be important for your progress. As the years go by, you will grow and acquire new interests, gain more independence, and with it, access to more experiences that will allow you to achieve your own life goals. Sounds so cool. The only mechanism that they have here is dice rolling, which is kind of crazy. But the game looks beautiful. I love the aesthetic of the game. I love games like this. Like I said, like the Game of Life, there's like a little bus, which is really cute. There's dice rolling. Anything with dice, I love. There's a lot going on again in this one. This is a little bit more on the heavier side of this list as well, or one of the heavier games on the list. But I am sure, I have faith that Danny Garcia will design a good game, and I'm excited for this one. So that is the second one on my list, Coming of Age. This is what the box looks like as well. Danny Garcia also designed Arborea, I believe, as well. Yeah, he designed Barcelona, he designed Windmill Valley. Oh. He designed Arborea, like I said, Daitoshi, Neko Syndicate, which is one that I've wanted to try, and then also the Voynich Puzzle, which you guys might have seen is the next game on this list. Can you tell that I like Danny Garcia? Main reason. Also pre-ordered this one. Horde of the Board, you know what you are doing. I also pre-ordered Neko Syndicate. Nice! So yes, Voynich Puzzle. This one I already talked about in my most anticipated of Gen Con, I believe. This one was for demo at Gen Con. But Voynich Puzzle I have backed on Kickstarter. So I am hopefully going to be receiving this one very soon. And I cannot tell you guys how excited I am about this game. It looks absolutely fantastic. If I do receive this before the end of 2025, which I do think I will, because I think it's fulfilling like now, this I am going to assume will be up there with some of my favorite games of the year. Could even be my favorite game of 2025. That's just my vibe that I'm getting from this. There's a freaking puzzle that you're building. What the heck? That's sick. There's like different parts of the board. Basically, the Voynich manuscript is a manuscript that was discovered that they are still trying to like figure out what it means. There are like different parts, different like mini games on the board, which much like Federation, it also has different mini games. I love games that have different mini games. And then also in the Voynich Puzzle, you have this book here, which there's a game by Board and Dice called Books of Time, and I really, really loved that game. That's actually a game that I've really wanted to play again because I've really liked it, and I haven't played it for a while. But you're building out this book, and the book is going to determine the actions that you can perform, and you're going to be upgrading these different pages in your book in order to upgrade the actions that you're performing, in order to discover different things about the Voynich Puzzle. Coming of Age, I pre-ordered this one. Voynich Puzzle is not on my radar, but a friend of mine ordered it, so I will play his copy. Definitely recommend it. Look at how freaking beautiful this game is. Are you kidding me? Cannot tell you guys how excited I am going to play it the moment it arrives at my house. So that is the Voynich Puzzle. Next is Kokeshi. This one I haven't heard anyone talk about, but I love the look of this game. This looks so cute. It is from Grand Gamers Guild. This is the same publisher that did Tirnanog. And this one has a really cool gameplay. I read kind of the general like overview of the gameplay. And you're going up these different tracks. And you're going to be able to like build your tracks as you go up them, which I think is super cool. So you guys can see here that you're adding these different tiles. And you have like these 5 different tracks that you're going up, and then you're going to be adding the tiles into your track as you go up them. I've been playing this on BGA. It's so good. I love this game. Can't find a copy anywhere. Are you talking about Kokeshi, Kim? Is this on BGA? Because if it's on BGA, I really want to play this one. It looks so cute. I will kind of read you guys the little thing here. So it says, this isn't your typical engine builder. Kokeshi introduces the innovative twist on track building. So you're bumping tracks, but the tracks that you're bumping, you're building. You're building and you're bumping. It looks so cool. It says, on your turn, you'll activate one of your tracks, sending a Kokeshi meeple gliding forward to trigger actions. That move might spark a chain reaction, set another doll in motion, and unlock new pieces to expand your track. With every tile placed, your engine grows sleeker, more efficient, and more rewarding, scoring happiness points as your tracks stretch and grow. Craft, build, chain, and watch your artistry flourish. Step into the role of master Japanese artisans. Kokeshi are like, I guess, wooden dolls. Oh my goodness. So excited for this game. I'm obsessed. You can't place the colors next to each other, and then it moves all of the other dolls of the colored tile. And then you have other tracks and little animals to go up. Oh, so you can earn more points and more tiles. Ooh, I love. Voynich is one of those that I debated on because I couldn't. It could either be one of my absolute faves or one that can overwhelm me with the number of moving parts. No in between. Yeah, I get that, Jacob. I very much so get that. So cute. Love the art. Tiles look acrylic. So cool. Yes. New term of a game. A build and bump game. Heck yeah. You be building and you be bumping. So that is Kokeshi. It looks like it was actually released in 2024, but it is getting released by Grand Gamers Guild at Essen. Next up is Bohemians. This one has such a cool theme to it. This is a game all about being an artist. So it says, in Bohemians, players take on the roles of artists wandering the streets of Paris at the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries. Striving to create masterpieces while facing the challenges of daily life, Bohemians is a card-driven game in which players collect cards to find inspiration, seek muses, and manage everyday necessary tasks, which that part makes me very happy. It says each round players must plan that day's routine. You're literally, as an artist, planning your routine. And decide whether they go on a date, participate in a social event, meet their muse, create new art, or go to work. Each card offers them various bonuses and inspiration, so carefully managing your card supply in the order in which they're played is crucial for getting the most inspiration. This game, I feel like a lot of creators are talking about this one, and I think for a good reason. The art is fantastic. The game sounds super unique. You don't often have like games about artists and like building out your daily routine. I think that is so cool. And I love the aesthetic of it. Very artsy, which very fitting for the theme, obviously. And I'm just so excited for this one. It is more so of I think it's like more so card based. And yeah, looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this one. It is a 2.20, so it's actually not that heavy of a game. When I first saw people talking about Bohemians, I thought it was going to be like a heavy Euro, but it's actually a not that complex card-based game, so I am very excited about Bohemians. Next one here is Forestry. This is coming from the same publisher that did Tea Garden and Galileo Galilei. It is Pink Troubadour, and this one I really love the theme of. I love the like building up the forests and the like sustainability of the theme. I really like. But I will say that the board looks a little bit. I typically don't love this type of board where you have just a lot of like pieces on a map. Like a map, I guess, in a game is not something I typically love, but I feel like Pink Troubadour probably will come out with some good games. This one looks really good. Again, love the theme. And I believe it is worker placement. I could be wrong, actually. Action points, contracts, endgame bonuses, hexagon grid, and variable player powers. As a Euro game focused on strategic action management, Forestry relies on a dual worker system. This is actually, so it is worker placement. I don't know why. I remember reading about this. So it is worker placement, but it's a dual worker system in which players control a harvester and a manager, each with distinct responsibilities. The harvester moves through the forest, feeling trees, I don't know what that means, feeling trees to meet contract demands, replanting saplings, constructing infrastructures, and adjusting water retention to promote a healthy ecosystem. Meanwhile, the manager oversees resource collection, utilizes sawmill buildings, fulfills contracts, and optimizes wood processing. I love the sound of this. So that's why I'm excited for Forestry, the publisher, the look of it, the theme of it. Super excited for that one. Koi, I actually already talked about in, I think it was my Gen Con, most anticipated. But this one is from the same publisher as Bonsai. I've really loved Bonsai, and this one brings in some like translucent tiles that have the fish on them, which I really love that. You are drafting these cards that you are building out kind of an engine of how many cards or how many tiles you can draft, and it also builds up an engine of how many tiles you can place on your turn, different things like that. I don't know what this one brings in as well, but that's kind of the vibe of Bonsai. And this one, instead of growing a bonsai tree, you are growing out a koi pond. And I love tile placement games. I love drafting games. Ooh, yes, koi looks great and seems like a kind of game I'd enjoy. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a very peaceful, very serene type of game. So, yes. You can watch a how to play from Rodney Smith of Bohemians. Good to know. I'm going to have to go and check that out. Bohemians is on my list for theme and art alone. Yep, definitely. Canvas meets The Sims. Heck yes. But yes, still very excited for Koi. I'm hoping that it is available here in Canada soon so I can pick up a copy. But it looks very fun, like a game that I will enjoy and become one of my comfort games. Next one is Adamastor, which this one looks pretty cool. It is a solo only game where you are guiding your ship. I think you are pirates. I could be wrong. You might just be in a normal ship being sailors and you're trying to discover. It says, as a captain of a fleet during the Age of Discovery, you have been chosen by your king to explore uncharted lands and map the edges of the unknown world. Bum, bum, bum. But the main thing with this is that Adamastor is a hand and tableau management game built around multi-use cards. I personally love multi-use cards, so that just automatically grasped my attention. I watched a little bit of, I think Shaggy from Totally Tabled did a solo playthrough of this one over on YouTube, and it looked very cool. Basically, it can be played as like a one-time, one-off kind of game, or you can like do a story-driven campaign game with it. So it looks very cool, nautical themed. You're using these different cards, multi-use, multiple ways in order to guide your ship along these cards here and not die along the way. I don't know too much more about it, but multi-use cards grasp my attention, and the like nautical theme I quite like. So that is Adamastor. I also love the look of the game. It's very cool. Love the cover. The aesthetic, very, very cool. I have Shaggy's video downloaded to watch/listen later. Very nice. This is also on my list. Lots of overlap. Kim, we have very similar taste. Also, hello, Time Roller. How are you? So that's Adamastor. Next up is an Uwe Rosenberg game. This is Garden Lake. I have seen this here and there, but I didn't know when exactly it would be released. But Uwe Rosenberg, he creates a lot of tile laying games, specifically polyomino tile laying games. And this one is the next one from him. It kind of gives me the same vibes as that tile laying trilogy that he came out with. So there is Cottage Garden, Indian Summer, and Spring Meadow, those three. And then now we have this one here, which is Garden Lake. It's cool because it kind of looks like all of your tiles are around the outside of your board. There's like basic tiles along the outside of your board, and then you have other tiles that you're going to be drafting and gaining from this bag. Looks very similar to a lot of Uwe's polyomino tile games, and I've enjoyed quite a few of those. I really like New York Zoo. I enjoyed Indian Summer, but I did end up selling that one because I had some other polyomino games that I preferred over it. I recently got Cottage Garden, but I still need to play that one. But yeah, you hear polyomino tiles and Uwe Rosenberg, and I'm just automatically intrigued. Is that the new way to say it when you play? I'm Uwe Rosenberging. Yep. Uwu Rosenberg. Uwu. But it says here, Garden Lake offers a relaxing and rewarding experience. Players build their garden lakes with water lilies and koi fish using, it's actually not polyomino tiles, it's pentomino tiles? I don't know what that means, Uwe. Uwe. Uwu. The catch is that on their turn, players always place one tile, but they can earn additional tiles by completing various objectives. Ooh, objectives, which allows them to chain moves and strategize their way to victory. That's cool. So you play one tile, but then if you achieve objectives, you get to place more tiles. Cool. So that's Garden Lake. Next up is Fossilium, which this one looks sick, and I have not heard really anyone talk about this one. I have watched a lot of other creators' anticipated Essen release videos, and no one has talked about this one yet. And I was like, what the heck? Also, Bapter, welcome. Hello, chat. Hello, Miss Garden. Hope you are all having a great evening. We are having a great evening. I am having a good time. I love talking about games. But Fossilium is a new release. I think it's from the same publisher that did... I could be wrong, actually. This looks like a pretty big publisher. This is a German publisher. Maybe it's from the same designer? Yes. So it looks like it's from the same designer or designers of Algae Inc., which I've heard really good things about this one. This one is also on, I believe, maybe not. Is this one on the preview for Essen? Because it is from Game Brewer, and I don't think Game Brewer is a thing anymore. But maybe it's getting released in Germany. But Algae Inc., my friend Kat has a copy of this one, and she really enjoyed it. And I would love to play it at some point. Apparently it's very heavy. Yeah. It's a 4.23. That's crazy. But Fossilium looks like it's a little bit, or quite a bit, lighter. So it's a 3.33. It has pattern building, set collection. It has a solo mode, worker placement, and tile placement. And it looks sick. It says a strategic and interactive set collection and tile placement game as a director of a natural history museum specializing in paleontology, aka fossils. It looks so cool. Look at this. You get to like build out a little dinosaur with tiles. Sick. This is the picture that I knew that they were kind of connected. So it's the same designer duo for LG Inc. as well as Fossilium. But yeah, the game looks so fun and I'm very excited for it. I've been like starting to become obsessed with like museum themed games. I want to play more museum themed games. There needs to be more museum themed games. But this is kind of your board and you're like playing out different tiles onto your board. I don't know exactly how that plays out, but there's also all the 3D fossils here. Very cool. This is like the worker placement area. So you're going to be placing out your workers. You have tiles. Each person has their own board or their own kind of museum. It looks very cool and I'm very excited about it. And I'm surprised that not a lot of other people are talking about it. So that is Fossilium. Yeah. What the heck? I need this Dino Museum game. Doesn't it look so cool? So yeah, Fossilium. Very excited for that one. This is another one that I am like, why is no one talking about this game? This is a game called Urban Sketchers. If you guys know what an urban sketcher is, it's basically those people that you see, you kind of just go to like an area and you sit and like you sketch what you see. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I think it would be so much fun if I was artistic. But I love seeing people sitting and like setting up their little art area and just like painting a beautiful landscape. So yeah, this is Urban Sketchers. This is the like coolest looking cover. Love this. I thought Urban Sketchers were shoes. Gotta love some Skechers. There's also like food art in this game, which I freaking love a game with food art. I love the art style in this game so much. Oh my goodness. So cool. This is what the game looks like, the aesthetic of it. There is dice in this game, which I love dice. I do believe it is a like tableau building, dice drafting game, which those are two of my favorite mechanisms. There's also possibly some worker placement as well. Endgame bonuses, open drafting, point-to-point movement, set collection, and worker placement with dice workers. But yes, Urban Sketchers is a mid-weight Euro where where players travel the world, sketching iconic urban scenes, managing resources, and competing for prestige by publishing reports. In Urban Sketchers, each player is an artist trying to create reports that will be published to earn money and prestige. The more money they earn, the more travel and resources they can afford to continue publishing sketch reports, earning the most prestige point and thus winning the game. Each round, there is a shared dice pool, and each player takes turn choosing one die and performing an action, travel, obtain resources, buy cards, play cards, aka illustrations, in their sketchbook, or publish their sketchbook report. When each player has chosen 2 dice, the first player is passed around clockwise and another die, and another roll is made. The game continues for an unspecified number of rounds and ends when a certain amount of reports have been published, depending on player count. Oh my goodness. Cannot wait for this. I am so in for this one. Yeah, Ronnie, it sounds so good. Echoes of Time, gonna be super popular too. It's a new Luciani. Echoes of Time was one that I think I almost added to here, because it kind of reminded me a little bit of the game called Ancient Knowledge, where you're placing out cards and there's a little bit of like a timed conveyor belt of the cards being there. This was on Maggie's top 10 coming from Essen. She loves the artist, George, who I guess is also a designer. Oh, good to know. Yeah, he's the artist and the designer of the game. That is so cool. So yeah, Urban Sketchers, freaking excited for that one. Seven Wonders Dice simply is because I love Seven Wonders and I love roll and write games. This is the roll and write version of Seven Wonders. Simple as that. Not really much else I can say about it. I did see a prototype of this one at Canada Plays earlier this year, and I was super excited about it then. Super excited about it now. Next up is probably one of the ones that I'm most excited about. This one does not have a solo mode, but someone has already made an unofficial solo mode here. But this is a Stefan Feld game. I love Stefan Feld. The Castles of Burgundy is my favorite game of all time. And this is the newest one from him, the Druids of Edora. It looks freaking beautiful. It is a dice game, just like a lot of other Stefan Feld games, which I recently, just this past weekend, played a Stefan Feld game that had no dice. It was like one of his older games. Crazy long German name that I can't pronounce, but super fun. Really liked it. But Druids of Edora looks gorgeous. Whenever I play D&D, I always choose to be a druid because I love druids. They are my D&D character of choice, so this just automatically has my attention. It looks freaking stunning. I'm a wizard. You're a wizard, Kim. You're a wizard, Harry. But that's awesome that you're a wizard. I'm always a druid, and it makes me... Well, no. I think also I like clerics as well. But yes, Druids of Edora looks very cool. Doesn't really have much about it. Like, there's a ton of pictures of it, but it says the Druids of Edora is a game of strategic dice placement and building menhirs and stale with the help of healing herbs and mysterious stones. Really, I just love Stefan Feld, and I love druids, so that's why I'm excited. Also, this cover is beautiful. That is why I like it. I've already chatted about Hercules and the 12 Laborers. You guys saw that I have a copy here that I'm excited to play. Jenna, have you played Oak from Game Brewer? I have not. It's a game about druids. Oh my goodness. I'm currently playing a naughty cleric. Damn. Love that. I see I wasn't the only one here to make the Skechers joke. Yep. Here I thought it was shoes you wore in town. Oh my goodness, Brian. So funny. Very excited for this one. I've already talked to you guys about this. And I think I included Hercules and the 12 Laborers in my Gen Con preview. This one here is super cool. I think I saw a few people talking about this one when, like, closer to Tokyo Game Market, because this is a game from Japan, and this is, I am not gonna be able to pronounce this, Jisogi, I think it's, or Jisogi. I don't know if Gi is gi or ji in Japanese, but Jisogi or Jisogi, anime studio Tycoon. Manage your own anime studio. That's all I gotta say, guys. This one looks so cool. Maybe I'll bring it to Breakout. We can play it. Well, Kim, I will say that there's a possibility that I might not be coming to Breakout Con. I'm so excited. I'm so sad about. I almost said I'm so excited. No, I'm not excited at all. Yeah, I've already talked about it, but I'm not very pleased that Level Up and Breakout Con are happening at the same time, and I'm having to make a decision between either going to Breakout Con or Level Up. So, yeah, don't get me started. But anyways, Jisogi is a worker placement board game. The theme is anime, more specifically the hardworking folks and the crushing business behind it. So you're basically managing your own anime studio and trying to just get by creating animes. I love the look of this with all of the different, like, animes here. It's so cool. There's like a paranormal anime, murder mystery anime, a cyber horror anime, hard sci-fi, detective sci-fi, gore genetics, don't know what that means, power fantasy, witch school, so cool, period drama, wonder quest, spirit school, gore fantasy, space opera. Anyways, so cool. This game looks sick. I think Mike DeLisio might have talked about it a little bit when he went to Tokyo Game Market. I'm not really sure like the gameplay of it, but mechanisms are contracts, income, loans, market. I don't really love markets and stuff in games, but I'm willing to deal with it. There's also worker placement. So it is a worker placement game, which I love. And really the thing that this like captures my attention is the theme of the game, the art, very cool. It looks sick. So that is Jisogi Anime Studio Tycoon. We have Peak Team, which this one I feel like a lot of people are talking about. It is cooperative, but I am more so looking at it for solo because the designer is Scott Elms. Scott Elms makes a lot of great solo games. This you are trying to make your way up the mountain. I don't know the exact gameplay of this. It's a cooperative game by Scott Elms. 1 to 5 rangers work together to complete a variety of challenging tasks. Yeah, Peak Team is built around a tiered level system, with the game increasing in difficulty and complexity as sessions progress. Ooh. It strikes a careful balance between accessibility for newcomers and a rewarding challenge for seasoned players. Love the sound of that. That's very cool. So this one it's cooperative, but I personally don't love cooperative games, so I'm more so looking at this for solo, hand management, and pattern movement. Pattern movement. That's cool. But it's not like an overly complex game. It's a 2 out of 5, so it's not super difficult. And the game looks very fun. I love the art. Oh my goodness, so cute. And a lot of people have been talking very highly of this one, so I'm excited for this. Speaking of nice art, I'm opening up Origin Story right now. The art looks even better in person than in photos. Yeah, Origin Stories is gorgeous. Oh no, oh well, we'll just need to have a game day or something. Exactly. And I think that's like the main reason I'm like kind of leaning towards going to Level Up, because I get to see friends and people that I wouldn't normally get to see, whereas Breakout Con is hanging out with locals, people that I do have more of an opportunity to get together with. So if I do end up going to Level Up, I'll just have to make sure I make some effort in order to schedule some game days with the people that I'm missing at Level Up. So, or not Level Up, at Breakout Con. So yes, we'll be in touch. Hopefully we can get a game day organized. Okay, Peak Team. Actually, I don't even think it's just Peak Team? Or is it Peak Team Rangers? Because on the box cover, it says the Peak Team Rangers. But I guess it's just called the Peak Team? We still need to play Apoth the Bakery. Yes, we do. Yeah, very excited about Peak Team. Primarily, really love the way it looks. I love the like hiking kind of theme to it, and then the fact that it's designed by Scott Elms. Next one here is Arigatō, which this game looks beautiful. This is available on BGA. If you've played it on BGA, let me know how you guys like it. It's not getting the best, what is it called, rating right now. And I don't know why. It looks beautiful. It looks fun. It's like it has multi-use cards, which is another main reason why I added it to the list, because I love multi-use cards. I love Japanese themed games. Has any of these designers... It's a first-time designer, and, oh, okay. So one of the designers is a first-time designer, and then another one of them did Imaginarium, After Us, the art project. I really liked the art project. So that is promising. It's a 2.0, so not very heavy. Plays 1 to 5 players. From Ludonaut. I really like that publisher. But yeah, multi-use cards is pretty much the thing that got me with this one. Arigatō is a strategic and competitive card game in which you play as a leader of your village and try to combine the best artisan cards to claim victory. Each of the 12 rounds consists of 3 phases, of all of which are played simultaneous. We love simultaneous games. There's dawn, day, and dusk. After 12 rounds, the player who has accumulated the most favors, which are earned through offerings, effects, and objectives, wins. I think this sounds awesome. I love the cover. I love the aesthetic of the game. I think those are the designers, which he looks very familiar. I think I might have met him before or seen him. He looks very familiar. Yeah, it looks so good. Like, look at these cards. So cute. I'm going to have to get into a game on BGA because I really want to try this one out. So that is Arigatō. We have Oliva, which I have heard nothing but good things about this one. There's been so many other content creators that have played this recently and have been loving it. This is the 3rd game in a little series of games. There was Cafe, which I really love Cafe. That is one of like my comfort solo games. And then there was Lata, which I haven't played Lata, but I would love to play that one. And then now there is Oliva. And this one is, I believe, like another card game, deck building game. In Cafe, you're kind of layering cards on the table. But this one, I believe, is just a deck building game. And like, I don't know, the main reason I'm interested in this one is just word of mouth. Like, a lot of people have been really enjoying this one and talking very highly of it. I do have a copy of this one on its way to me, so I'm excited about that. But during your turn, you select and reveal action cards to perform their corresponding actions. Your actions become more powerful based on the cards visible on all players' boards. Interesting. Okay, cool. And this one can be played solo. And you're producing, harvesting, and pressing olives to sell precious olive oil. It's a game about olive oil, people. We love to see it. So I'm excited about that one. Another game that is on its way to me is Take Time. This is a cooperative game. It doesn't have a solo mode, but this game is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. The cards are gorgeous. The cover is beautiful. And I did see this briefly at Canada Plays. They were showing it off. And I believe it is a limited communication type of game. How beautiful are those cards? Yeah, I think it is like a limited communication game where you're playing out cards into the middle. Take Time is a cooperative game where players either win or lose together. You succeed, you must strategically play 12 cards face down around a clock, following specific rules for each test. You can work together through a series of games to pass all 40 tests available in the game. So yeah, communication limits is one of the mechanisms, cooperative and scenario driven. So this one kind of gives me like the Crew, the Mind kind of vibes, as well as Tranquility, which I really like to play cooperatively as well. So super excited to try that one out. Next up, we have Whispering Woods. This is one that I have seen. I would love to play this one. Yeah, it looks very cool. Whispering Woods is one that I've seen Iris at Crimson Board Game. She's played this one and she has really enjoyed it, I believe. And also my friends Tyler and Ilya over at Kovre has also said that this game is really good. It looks like it's like a puzzly game. I love the aesthetic of it. Oh my goodness. So pretty. You are building out kind of an area of these tiles, kind of based off of these tiles. I think like each tile has some objectives that you're going for. Maybe it's like the type of tiles that it needs to be adjacent to. So that kind of gives me like framework, Nova, Luna, Sagani type of puzzly game vibe as well. Then you're adding these different animals onto these tiles. Ooh. Looks very like puzzly, satisfying. Really like the look of that one. So that is Whispering Woods. I don't know if you guys can hear, but Penny is snoring underneath the table. Next up, we have the Hanging Gardens. This one, I do believe, is also available on BGA. So I need to get into a game of this one on BGA as well. But one thing, love game about gardens. Create the most, I don't know that word. Sumptuous? Is that a word that I should know? Create the most sumptuous hanging garden and win the king's favor. This is a tile laying game, tile drafting game. You're placing out different tiles into your garden to get victory points. Very much up my alley, very puzzly tile laying game. Players act as gardeners for King something the second, building a beautiful hanging garden to please Queen Ametris. Players strategically select and place garden cards, aiming to earn the most victory points by fulfilling objectives, arranging features, and optimizing card placement. I like that. I love the sound of that. You play over 4 rounds, and then whoever has the most victory points will be the winner. Set collection, tile placement. Probably not, but no judgment here. Thank you so much, JJ. I do not like reading. I've never liked English class. Okay, next up is Postcards. This one, I, again, saw this one early this year. And sumptuous, yes. Very exquisite and elaborate. Oh, okay, good to know. I love learning new words. Sumptuous. Okay, so moving on. Like I said, I did see Postcards at Canada Place earlier this year. And this one looks really cute. Again, it does have a solo mode, which we love to see. Basically, you are riding a bicycle in France, and you are sending postcards, and you're placing different things onto your postcards. It says, hop on your bicycle and set out on a picturesque adventure as you compete with your friends to enjoy the most unforgettable holiday. Designed for 1 to 4 players, Postcards is a family-friendly game that takes you on a journey across France, filled with inspiring culture, stunning landscape, and delicious local cuisine. So cute. The only mechanism that it has is set collection. But I believe you're adding like stamps to your different postcards. Look at how cute this is. I love the aesthetic of this game so, so much. Very mindful, very demure. Heck yes. I'm going to get Jenna a word of the day calendar now, just to listen to her pronounce things. I actually should do that. I should get a calendar that's word of the day. OMG, live! Woohoo! Hello, Stacy. Welcome, welcome. How are you? So yeah, very excited for Postcards. Very cute looking game. Looks like it could potentially be like a very comforting game. Easy to get to the table, easy to play kind of game. We have The Great Evening Banquet. This is from Sashi and Sashi. This one I've heard great things about. Both, again, Iris from Crimson Board Games. She has been loving this game. Tyler and Ilya from Kavre. They love this game as well. And I personally love Sashi and Sashi games. I've been really liking Come Sail Away recently. This one does have a solo mode, and it is all about placing your guests at tables and like making sure they're happy. I don't know specifically how that works, but Looks like a very puzzly game, placing these different guests, scoring victory points in different ways. Say less. I very excited for this. Postcards has a very central game aesthetic. Century game aesthetic. Yes. Do it, Brian. I'll tune in for that. I'll just do a whole stream of reading through a bunch of random words. Come Sail Away was so good. I'm totally down for this one too. It looks super fun, and like putting guests at tables and stuff sounds like a very fun thing to do. Honestly, like when organizing a wedding, I think that's one of the things that I would really enjoy, is creating like the seating chart. I would definitely like gamify that and like make it a fun thing for me to do. Moving on, we have Parks and Potions. Like I said, I do have a copy here. Just arrived today. Very excited for it. It's played over 5 to 6 rounds. This one does seem like a fairly simple game, but I'm very excited to play it. I love the art in the game. I love the theme of the game, where you are brewing these different potions. You are collecting these different colored potions in order to kind of fulfill these different animals' needs. I think you're like giving them the potions in order to like cure them, maybe. But each animal is going to be needing specific potions, and you're going to be able to draft the potions and then combine the different potions to then create different potions. Like I said again, I think it is a pretty simple game, but I just love the aesthetic of it. It looks very cute. Yeah, it's a 1.57, so it's a very simple game. Plays in 15 to 30 minutes, 1 to 5 players. There is an expansion for it as well, which I would love to maybe get if I do enjoy the game. But yes, that is Parks and Potions. We got 6 more games to go, people. And I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Oh boy. I feel like I am going through these a little bit too slow, but hopefully that's okay. Next up is Countryside. This one looks very cute. It, again, looks fairly simple. It looks like it's probably like a nothing higher than like a 2.2 or 2.3 maybe. But this is a farming game. I love games that have a farming theme. It looks very cute. I do believe the designer designed something else. Designed a lot of other things. Or maybe it might be it's the publisher. So the publisher is the reason why this grabs my attention. Well, and also the theme. But the publisher is the same publisher that did Evenfall, which I really love Evenfall. Evenfall is a fantastic game. So when I saw that it was the same publisher, I was like, okay, cute. It's called Countryside. It is a card-based game. You are drafting cards, I believe, and then creating a tableau that is like your farm, and it's very cute. It's fine, Jen. I'm here for it, working anyways, so it's fun to hang out and harass chat. We love it. We love it, Brian. We love you harassing us. And I'm glad that you're just hanging out and having a good time. But yes, it says Countryside, you are a farmer with a vision, and you want to build the most thriving and efficient farm the land has ever seen. To do so, you will expand your territory by playing area cards and cultivate it with trees, vegetables, animals, and more. You will raise your livestock in lush meadows, plant trees in your garden, or focus on growing hardy crops. Every decision counts, as the right combination of items, perfect timing, and smart planning will bring you step by step closer to your goal. Very cute. I love the aesthetic of the game. I love the theme. It looks like a cute one. So that's why I'm excited for Countryside. Moving on to the last 5 games. First one here is Teleno. This is one coming by Sit Down Games. I really love sit down games. This is 2 to 4 players, so it unfortunately does not have a solo mode, but it looks like a very fun, I don't think it's cooperative. I think it is competitive, but it's like semi-cooperative because you're building out a communal board. So you're playing out these square tiles and then playing, I believe, your own color onto the board, taking them off of your own board. You're like drafting these tiles. It looks very cool. I love how it ends up looking at the end. Like, that looks very cool. It looks very puzzly, very fun. I do have this one. I believe I have a copy of it on its way to me now. It is area majority / influence, area movement, contracts, map addition, tile placement, and variable player powers. Super fun looking. I love the cover. It is so, so pretty. So I love that. Holy manoli. Next one, Walking in Osaka, Japan, obviously. I've played a game called Walking in Burano, I believe is the game. That one I really enjoyed. I played it quite a few years ago. I think it was the first year that Francis and I went to Breakout Con together, and we sat and we played Walking in Burano together at Breakout Con back in, I think it was like 2020? Could be wrong, could have been like 2021 maybe. But this looks like it might be kind of a similar game to Walking in Burano, just slightly different theming, but it has like the most beautiful art. Oh my goodness. The reason why the dogs started barking was because Francis thought I was finished my stream. So he started walking down the stairs. And fun fact, when Francis starts walking down the stairs and the dogs are here, they get very angry. They think that someone is trying to sneak up on me or something. Who knows? But anyways, Walking in Osaka is one that I'm super excited about just because I really enjoyed Walking in Burano. And if this one has any similarities to that, I am very interested in it. And also, Osaka. I loved Osaka. I love the aesthetic of this. I love the look of like the cards and stuff. There's like different tokens. It looks so pretty, and I would just love to try it. So that is why Walking in Osaka is one that I am anticipating. We have Star Explorer. Again, another one that was put onto my radar by Iris from Crimson Board Games. This is from Queen Games, and it's all about constellations. And it is I think it's like a flip and right. Ooh, I enjoyed Walking in Osaka. I should get the game. I also enjoyed Walking in Osaka, you know? It was very fun walking literally in Osaka. So I would think that maybe the game would also be fun. Probably not as fun as actually walking in Osaka, but it would be fun. Haven't done many racing games, but I'd be down. What are you guys thinking about playing? Dirt rally game? Rallyman game? Didn't know that Ronnie liked moto games. Did Canada not have a pandemic? What? What is happening? Who knows? Japan-themed games are so pretty. Dorfromantic Sakura, yes, has been my go-to comfort game. I love Dorfromantic Sakura. But anyways, back to Star Explorer. This is a flip and right game. There is a solo mode for this one where you are drawing in different constellations, which I don't know if it, oh yeah. So there's like different constellations that you're drawing in to this rotating board, which I think is very cool. So you have this like circle that you like put in, and then you're like rotating it. And then once you've made a full rotation of the board, that's the end. And then you're gonna score based off of what stars are in each constellation and stuff like that, which I think is very cool. I love the look of this game. Oh my goodness. gorgeous. The cards are beautiful. The cover is beautiful. I can't get over it. Like this picture. Oh yeah, I do think that this used to be called Night Sky Explorers, but now they have changed it to Star Explorers. But like all of these cards are so pretty. I love it. All right, Star Explorer is one that I definitely want to grab. And then I believe we have 2 more games to go. This is a game coming from Arcane Wonders, and it is Chang'an. As an important urbanist, renew the city of Chang'an during the Tang era, which I do not know that. It was one of the largest cities in the world. It was a cosmopolitan urban center with thousands of travelers exploring it. As an important urbanist, compete against other players to build the best districts of Chang'an and to get the favors of the court. So this one does have like open drafting, hand management. I'm not gonna lie, the cards and the card colors and aesthetic kind of reminds me a little bit of Seven Wonders. I don't know if you guys get the vibes from this as well, but there's yellow, purple, blue, green, and red, which are the 5 colors of Seven Wonders. But it looks very cool. I love the aesthetic. I believe this is what it used to look like, but then the new cover is this, and it's coming from Arcane Wonders. So I guess Arcane Wonders is bringing it to North America. But you're placing cards onto your own kind of area here. I don't think it's closed drafting like Seven Wonders, but you're placing cards out here. The cards look very much like Monumental. Oh, good to know. Me when Jenna reads Twitch chat. Or Splendor. Yeah, kind of looks like Splendor too. But yeah, the thing here, it sounded cool. It says, during your turn, you perform only one of the 3 main actions: research, play, and or move cards on the gates to produce resources and activate character effects or build. Players will carefully project their plans by placing cards on the top part of their personal boards, the gates. Then they will move them into the city districts to build amazing buildings and to welcome influential characters in their neighborhood. Every new card built into the districts will provide players with different types of privileges and a certain number of victory points. I enjoy, again, games that are like, I'm not 100% sure if this is Japan or China, but just Asian themes overall I really like. And also the like hand management, variable player powers, open drafting, and also Seven Wonder aesthetic I kind of like. So yes, that's that. And then the last game that I wanted to talk about is Dungeon Exit. This game looks very cool. It's 1 to 2 players, so it's a solo or 2-player game. And you are basically trying to exit a dungeon, and you're playing out onto this grid these different tiles to potentially get out of this dungeon. I just love the way that this game looks. I think it's very cool. I don't know exactly how the game plays. There's also like this kind of thing here. I don't know if like what the difference between this and these are, but I think it's really cool, like the theme of trying to get out of a dungeon. But it says, in Dungeon Exit, the goal is to find a path from the door to the exit of the dungeon, passing by the key, the chest, and then the monster. In the solo mode, solve all the levels 1 by 1 progressively. With 2 players, be the fastest to find a path to win the game. Optimize the placement of your tiles to find the path to the dungeon exit. The tiles must connect only at their ends by one and only one side of a square to form a path. Ready to take on the challenge? Very cute. The last game is a game with exit in the title. Fitting. Yep, that is what we're ending on, and it actually is interesting because this is just sorted by, I think, the most recently added to the list, so it just happened to happen like that. But that is the last game that I wanted to mention here today, which is Dungeon Exit, which is from Unfriendly Games. I think it's a little bit of deduction as well. Yeah, it says connections, deduction, and tile placement. Solo game. Very cool. So yes, that is everything for the games that I am anticipating at Essen. That was a long video. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I think once this video is done, like once the live stream's done, I'll go through and I will add some timestamps in. So if you are watching this as a video, hopefully you can kind of skip through and just see quickly all of the games that I'm anticipating for Essen. And if you enjoy really long videos, I think this will be almost 2 hours, 3 hours. It will be almost 3 hours long. So if you guys enjoy that, then you can just watch the whole video through. But if you're watching this currently now while I'm streaming, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Solo Power Games, Kim, Ronnie, Suitably Confused, everyone over on Twitch, Bapter, Brian, Jacob, Ronnie again, Stacy, everyone in the YouTube chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all. This was great. Glad I got to catch it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh yes, I can go back and watch. Yes, Stacy, if you missed any, you can go back and watch. Jenna, I DM'd you on Discord. Yes, I think I did see your message, Stacy. I will message you back very soon. It's fine, Jenna. I'm used to listening to Alex at double speed. It will make the video half as long. Thanks for the stream. I gotta duck out to shower, but I'm glad I was able to be here to bother you. Thanks so much for hanging out, Jacob. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys all have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in another video or another stream sometime this week. And yeah, all these games look freaking fantastic, and I already have so many unplayed games already, but I'm so excited for even more games. So anyways, yes. Is Bonds streaming? Should we go and raid Bonds? Let me check. Let me go to my just chat and screen. Oh my goodness. Shall we go raid Bonds? Bondsinator is streaming. She is streaming Town to City. I don't know what that is. It looks cute. Okay, let's go raid. Let's raid Bonds. Hopefully Bondsinator. Hopefully I did that correct. We're good. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out today. Appreciate you all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a good rest of your night. Yes, go raid Bonds. She's fabulous. Tell her I said so. Will do. Thanks, Stacy. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video or another stream later this week. And have a good night. Bye, friends.